Hey everyone, welcome back to Paul's Model Works, and I'm finally back making a video, and just wanted to show you guys what I've been doing, which has not been much of anything really, but I am getting ready to start working on another kit, and I also wanted to do a inbox review of the kit kind of before I get started on it. And so what I'm going to do is the AMT 1957 Chevy Bel Air that I got for Christmas. And so real quickly I just kind of want to show you guys what's all in the box and how it came, and then I'll tell y'all what I'm going to do with it. So here we go. Alright, well here is the box for the AMT Bel Air, and first of all it's a 125 kit, that's the scale, and the box is pretty nice actually. It's got nice box art on the front, of course you know what AMT does with all of their boxes right now. But it's got some decent pictures here on the side, kind of shows you, the build up a little bit. So nice box art, and I believe this is a reissue, well, the latest reissue of the kit. It's been retooled and everything, so that's kind of a plus. It's a little bit better than some of the older kits. Let me show you guys what's inside the box here. I went ahead and opened a little bit of it just to, kind of look at it and see how it all looks before I started on this. Starting with the body here, it's actually not really that bad. There's not a whole lot of flash, or, there is some mold lines and some flash, more than what you would find on a Revell kit, but it's really not that bad. There was some, here around the headlight bezels, windows, and then across the bottom right here on the very bottom of the body there was a couple of big chunks where I guess it was connected to a tree, probably during the molding process. I have cleaned this one up a little bit and got rid of some of the flash. I really haven't gotten rid of the mold lines. It does have a big mold line that runs right down here, and then they hide it pretty well, of course, going around the window, and then it runs right across the top of the wing here. And it's pretty high, so you might want to sand that down before you actually start building it. But it's not too bad actually. The body's really nice. With the chassis, of course, this does have the molded in exhaust. So you're going to have to do some, pretty extensive modification if you want to do your own exhaust system on this kit. But the rest of the detail on the chassis is very nice, which you can kind of see there. Has all of the detail on the bottom there put in really nice. And this particular kit, even though it has the molded in exhaust, does have the separate, front and rear chassis or suspension components. The interior tub is okay. You can see there on the side of the door all of the detail is molded in. I'm not really a big fan when they do this like this with the side panels already molded in with the interior. It's just kind of flat, so that could use some detailing just to make it look a little bit nicer. See if I can get it in the good light there. There you go. And then of course the back seat is molded in. Again, that's alright, it's not too bad. And it's got these big chunks here where the front seats will sit over on those. So if you want to do anything different, those will have to come out, of course. But not too bad. The rest of what is inside of here, is various small pieces. You've got your hood, back of the front seats. You can see here on these parts here, there is a little bit of flash going on. I don't know what, something's coming off the side of the belt here. And then there's some flash here on the manifold. So it's not too bad though, nothing that can't really be cleaned up. These parts here are not too bad. There's really not much, flash and things on those. They're not too bad. So it kind of just varies on some of the parts in here. Here's your stock wheels, and they do come with the little hubcaps that would go over those. So that's kind of cool, just a nice little detail there. Dashboard is very nice. show you this here, get it in the light. It's got a lot of really nice detail on it. All of the knobs for the stereo and the controls and everything are really nice gauges. So that's a plus for the kit. It does have a really nice detailed dash. Seats are really not that bad either. They've got nice texture on them for the inset areas. You can see there, and the little buttons on there. So seats are pretty decent as well. One area where this kit does seem to shine is it does have some really nice chrome pieces. As you know, the Bel Air has a lot of chrome. There is your little, hubs for the wheels, rear bumper, front bumper is right there. Looks real nice. One thing it does have is your rear axle and your drive shaft is chromed, which I don't believe, that's not accurate. And then also they have the front suspension components, those are all chromed as well. So as well as the leaf springs and everything. So those will have to be de-chromed if you're wanting to build this accurately. But the chrome itself, just the chrome plating and everything, is really nice. Really good detail on that. Next we have the clear pieces here. Those seem to be good. They don't have any scratches. They look like they're molded in pretty well. Got your front and rear windshields, and then it looks like the headlights, and then there's your tail lights. Some of this stuff I'm not taking out of the bag right now. Here is the tires. Just typical AMT tires. One thing is nice is they do have the lettering on there, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that through the bag or not, but they do say Firestone on them, which is cool. And then this kit does have the metal axles, but with the suspension, components being separate like there are, it'd be really easy to do this without the metal axles, especially if you want to do your own, custom wheels or anything. So that's, something that it does have there. Of course, instructions. They seem to be okay, pretty decent detail. It's one thing, that in my opinion, the AMT kind of lacks on is instruction-wise, and it's just because I think a lot of their kits are just, reissues of older kits, and they don't really update the instructions or anything. So they, are lacking a little bit, but then again, it's not really that, hard to put these simpler kits together. Does come with a little booklet here that kind of shows you, some of the classic kits that are coming back out. That's kind of fun to look at. Sign up, be a part of AMT mailing list. And then the decals here, I have not... Oh, I dropped. Here's the decals. Seem to be pretty nice. There is the insert for the sides. And then it looks like it's got some, see, 157, maybe some racing decals you can put on it, class of 57, and then right down here looks like some pinstripes, which is kind of cool. So there's some, different things you can do with the decals, which is really nice, and the decals look like they're in good condition from the factory. So it seems like all in all, it's a pretty nice kit. This is definitely the kit that I am going to be building next, and that's why I've already pulled out the body and started cleaning it up a little bit. What I am planning on doing is building more of like a street rod. So I will be doing a little bit of engine work to it. These are the wheels that I'm planning on using. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but these are the wheels that I will be using on it. They're just, a set of Kragers basically, or mag rims. I think they're like a 20-inch that I got off of a metal model. So those are the wheels that I will be using. And then let me go ahead and kind of show you the stance that I'll have with this kit. Okay, really this is about the stance that I'm wanting to go, kind of a, you know, a low street rod, hot rod kind of style. Not too sure on all the other details yet, but I'm definitely going to probably be using these wheels, and that will probably pretty much be the stance. Maybe not as low, just a little bit higher, but not very much. So that's really kind of the direction I'm going with it, and I think it's going to turn out good. Hopefully I will have plenty of time to work on this and get it done soon, and of course I will keep you guys updated on the progress of how it goes. But all in all, this is a really nice kit. I would recommend it. You know, it's got some good detail for a 57 Chevy Bel Air. Read a little bit on it, and you know, in comparison with Revell's 57 Bel Air, you know, as far as detail goes, in all the pieces, it doesn't have quite as many pieces as the Revell, but from everything that I've read on it, it actually is a more accurate model. I believe there's some issues with the Revell model as far as like where this line across the side here, you know, falls on there, and some different stuff like that that makes it a little inaccurate, where this AMT model is more accurate in that respect. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. So stay tuned, and I will hopefully have some more work done on this soon. Keep up all the good work, guys. I'm enjoying watching all of your videos, and thanks to everyone for rating and subscribing and watching my videos, and I'll talk to y'all later.